only questions for him.
Hey, Stanley, are you doing Q&A? What's for dinner?
Youtiao.
Yeah, I wish so. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye, Geshe-la.
Love you. Bye. Bye.
Ciao, ciao, ciao.
Word, can you help find the Chinese translation of this 3 kinds of seeds in mind only? I bet it's in your dictionary. Tantai and I are having a fight about it. And we don't know which 3 are this. Can you do that? Later, no hurry.
I'm not doing it later. I don't want to think about other stuff. Now.
Okay.
You just want to be stuck thinking about bakchucks all night.
Okay, that's great. Even better.
I'll put it in the chat, okay?
Yes, please. Thank you. You can stay and help me if you want.
Help
All right, I'm gonna go get my daughter. I'll see you guys later.
Bye, Nick.
Thanks.
Word, your answer to me was are the 3 parts of the kunchi, is it the same as the 3 seeds he mentioned?
Where are you muted?
Yeah, that's the whole shtick of our talk, that he talks about seeds and then he tells you it's 3 parts of the kunshi, but those are our seeds and those are the aspects of the kunshi. So
okay, so the correlation is that they really are the same. Like he brought it up and then we're like, oh, he's okay, got it.
exactly.
I thought Geshe said because there are 3 kinds of seeds, so we have 3 kinds of kunshi. Isn't it that?
The exact thing is the 3 kinds of seeds are themselves 3 aspects of the kunshi.
Oh,
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
So I mean,
but do they equal to each other exactly, or they?
yes, exactly. That's what it says. It says checha gi. Those 3 are aspects of the kunshi.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
Even more confusing. Thank you.
Good luck.
All right,
Hey,
Stan,
nobody has questions.
I'm going to transfer power over to you, Stanley.
I'm gonna take this power.
And then I'm going to continue subtitling for something else. Well, have a nice night.
All right, thank you, Dean.
Cool. Thank you very much. And you got the power now. There you go.
I have the power.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, it's because you have the power now. Can you give
Emily?
Yeah.
Doing it right now. Emily.
First of all, you need to promote her. She's an attendee.
Okay, just did. Emily 我弄的，现在可以了吗？
Do you know how to do it, Stanley?
I just promoted her.
Okay, cool. All right, awesome.
Okay. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you very much. Have a good night or good day. Bye. Say a word. Thank you.
Okay, let's discuss. Disgusting. No, let's discuss about this beautiful text together. If you want to save your mind-only question for tomorrow, you're very welcome to do that, because Dr. Word is answering tomorrow.
Ask Stanley all your mind-only questions now.
And if you want to save Nick's question, like Nagarjuna midway, you can save it for later too. Okay, I have to promote Joy. Okay.
She needs to write the record.
Okay, just it, Joy. I think we're all too confused to ask any questions. Okay. Oh, there's one. Zhang Jie asked a question about science. The size means the same as 1. Wait, her lower school of Buddhism? I don't even understand the question. Can you explain the question? The size of what? The size of atom? the science mean the same as one? Oh, okay. I think you are asking about. Thank you for the question. I think you are asking about in the last Abhidharma class we talked about atoms, right? And then there's a belief that in Abhidharma system, things are made of small particles, small parts, and usually we say things are made of atoms, and we mean like unsplittable smallest unit of things. So that's the basic belief in both science and Abhidharma, which is things are made of atoms, small parts of small parts, tiny parts. And Geshe Michael said, now the foundational belief in modern science is actually the lowest belief in the Buddhist four-school system. So that's what he meant. The modern science belief is about atoms. Like we believe things are made of atoms. Is the belief that Abhidharma, which is the lowest school of Buddhism, holds. Is it clear? Oh, there's no 没有中文吗？应该有吧？有中文翻译吗？
没有中文了。
啊，我们没安排翻译吗？
安排了，但是没有声音。
谁在翻译？翠萍，你知道吗？我看一下怎么调。小明，
你怎么在英文频道？没有听到你的声音。
Sorry, we are testing the Chinese translation right now. 小明是不是去错地方？现在可以吗？小明，你说一下话，我看下中文听不听得到。OK， 那你先调一调。I'll briefly say what I meant in Chinese. 就是我刚刚讲到说，在阿毗达摩里面，他们也相信就是讲极微距嘛，极微就是极其微小的物质，就是相当于原子的意思，不能再分割了，是最小的这个物质单位，还保有那个物质特性的物质单位，所以在阿毗达摩里面，他们相信就是事物是由极小的极微距所组成的。像手机就是有很多的极小的部分组成的，所以这个观点跟科学是一样的。Bertha, you are not translating. Just kidding, I'm just kidding. 然后但是科学也是一样的嘛，讲的事物由部分的原子分子组成，一样的意思。但是下一堂课我们就会来进行 debate， 来辨析说。这个观点是有很大的问题的，就是事物由原子组成、极微组成是有很大的问题的。那这一堂课还没讲到，所以张姐问到这个问题，可以留到下一堂课再听一听，就是看看这个观点、这个世界观认为事物由极微的小部分组成有什么问题？为什么它算是最佛教的4个学派阿毗达摩、经部、唯识、中观里面，它是阿毗达摩的观点，为什么它这个有问题？那其他学派譬如说在唯识里面认为是事物不是由这些 极小的部分组成的，而是一切为实嘛，而是由意识当中的种子创造，没有外境。所以每个学派的观点不一样，但是这个讲到说这个最低的阿毗达摩就是现在的科学的观点。OK， okay, I'm gonna set Joy as the translator. Let me see. You are Joy. You are the translator.
Yes, she's okay. She's fine now.
Okay. All right. Let's continue. Let's see if there's any questions. By the way, Tang Tang, did you see words 3 seeds? It's not what you found. Okay, Juan has one. Usually I cannot answer Juan's question. What's the difference between lower middle way and mind only? Why lower middle way goes back and say there's something out there, and mind only says it's only a projection of your mind. Okay, I'm gonna copy paste the question again in the chat box so you can see and translate. Oh, thank you, Katie. Yeah, basically we can talk about the difference between the 4 schools, and they differentiate each other mainly by their different explanation of emptiness, meaning what reality is to them, what's really happening to them are different. Their belief of what's really happening are different. So and in mind only, one big misunderstanding, I would say, one big gotcha, which is the object that emptiness is empty of, right? One big thing is about outer object, meaning that it's not from the kunshi, or it's not things that it's not from the kunshi or not in the kunshi. It's outside of the kunshi, outside of the eighth consciousness. Like if you believe in mind only school, if you believe this watch is not part of my kunshi, it's made in Japan.
Hey, 请讲。
Stanley, you're muted. Still no.
Okay, what happened?
Can you speak?
Hello. Okay, cool. So I was talking about the gotcha in mind only school, which is related to Juan's question. So in mind only, the gotcha, what emptiness denies.
Oh, we lost you again.
You're on mute.
Maybe because your watch.
How about now? Can you hear? Hello.
Yes.
Not my watch, is it? I don't know. It must be the kunshi guy. Okay. So yes. So that's mind only. No outer object. And lower middle way. I don't think they go back to the outside object. Maybe it's the mind only take it too far. You see, they take it from like the lower two school, which is Abhidhamma and Sutrist, Sautrantika. They believe there's a outer thing, right? And they believe they are self-existent. Then the mind only school, in a way, they take it too far. They take it to no outer object at all. So the middle way, what middle way does is they take it back to the middle. They say, yes, there is outer object, but it's not self-existent.
Oh, can't hear you. Yeah, your serious notice. Kunshi is absent. We can't hear you through.
Okay, how about now? Yeah. It's my technique to avoid questions. Yeah. No, I just turned down Siri. I think he's in meditation right now. He'll be okay. So yeah, so middle way take it back to the middle and saying that there is an outer object, but it's also coming from you. And the lower middle way say 50%, right? Coming from you, and the higher middle way say no, 100% coming from you. So that's my answer to Juan's question. Let me see if I got the question correct. Yeah. Basically, yes. Are you satisfied, Juan? If no, then you can leave it for tomorrow. All right. World will be answering from the mind-only point of view in a deeper way. Okay, any other questions? Oh, okay. That's can Chu ask a question about kunshi? Kunshi in Chinese, it's called 藏识, 阿赖耶识. So it's in mind-only school. So in other schools, basically, in other 3 schools, we divide all the consciousness into 6, right? The consciousness of eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and the mind. So there are 6, in general, there are 6 consciousness, but in mind only. So it is the case in Abhidharma, in Sutrist, in Middle Way. We only divide all consciousness into 6. So number 1, so it's important to distinguish it when we learn different texts from different schools. But in mind only, they have 8 mostly, sometimes 9, but mostly they have 8. And they have 2 extra. They have 2 extra. So sometimes we just call it number 7 and number 8. So if you don't have this background knowledge, then you might get confused. So number 7 is the conscious of, we call it messed up mind. It's called consciousness of negative emotion. So all negative emotion basically are put in this part of the consciousness. And I forgot the Sanskrit, but in the Chinese is 莫那识或者烦恼识. And Ken Chu was asking about the last one, number 8, Kunshi. Kunshi, it's Tibetan name. It means the Sanskrit is Alaya Vijnana, and the Chinese is 阿赖耶识 or 基础识 or 藏识。藏就是存的意思，储藏的藏。Or we call it foundation consciousness, and that's where all the seeds are stored. That's the reason. The one reason we call it foundation is because our refrigerator consciousness is we put food in the refrigerator. So we put all the seeds. So in all the mental seeds, all the bakchas, in the number 8. So you can also call it storehouse consciousness. Then in words class, we were talking about 3 kinds of seeds, right? So now you know seeds, mental seeds, not outer seeds, but inner seeds. It's very important, and it's closely related to consciousness, to kunshi, to foundation consciousness, because that's where they store the inner seeds. So we were in the last mind-only class, I was asking, Tim and I were asking word by the end that why Jason Kappa, when he's supposed to give us the second way of dividing all seeds, which is 3, right? Why he suddenly talk about kunshi, foundation consciousness. Now you see why, because the reason is, number 1, inner seeds, mental seeds are, of course, very closely related to kunshi, to foundation consciousness. And number 2, as Word said, the 3 kinds of seeds that we are going to learn, and we just learned briefly, is 3 aspects of the storehouse of foundation consciousness. Remember that? And the three kinds of seeds are, number 1 is called, I forgot the English name. But number 1 is about verbalization, seeds for verbalization, for words. Like we have a feeling about things are outside. What's the seed for that? It's because we keep talking about it again and again and again in the past lives. No beginning, with no beginning. Because we talk about it so much, we actually believe it. And this seed is from talking a lot about outer object, for example. So that's first kind. The second kind is believing there's a self. Seeds for believing there's a self. Seeds for believing there's a self. I'm still looking for the Chinese word. Tang Tang and I are still trying to get the Chinese. But the second kind is the seeds that make us believe that things are coming from itself, for example, or things are outside in mind-only school. These seeds make us grasp to the self-existence of things, all things. Not just me, right? Not just me, but all things. My watch included. And the last kind of seed of the three is the seeds for suffering, as I remember. Seeds that create all the sufferings in this world. So that's about foundation consciousness and seeds. Is it clear? I hope it helps. Tang Xingyi asked, why do we list the 7? Yeah, that's a very good question. Why do we have to? Even you can also ask, why do we even need the 8? The 8th? Why do we have to have the 7th and 8th? For 7th, one reason is it's made of all negative parts of the mind. So it's unique in this way because all messed up stuff are there. And if we study about it, then we can take it off, like just get rid of the cancer in your brain, but not the brain. So you have to identify the cancer first, just like we identified the isolated, the number 7, and then we can get rid of it. It's like when you want to wash your clothes, you have to identify the dirty parts. Then you can take it out later. You can clean it. And you don't destroy the whole shirt. That would be a disaster. Okay. Is it good? Yeah, we say there are 84,000 bad seeds. And the 10 we usually learn, the top 10 is just the most common one. And you can say all 84,000 seeds are included into the 10. You can say that, the top 10. But you can also break them down into more details. You can break them down into more details. So there are a lot more, like jealousy, there are pride, desire, ignorance, lack of faith. You can actually have many more extra details about seeds. And the more we know, the better we can practice, the better we can avoid them, get rid of them. Okay, cool. 好，谢谢心意。Let's see. Oh, so Wang Li, I believe, asked about the 6 kind of seeds in mind-only school. My number 1 answer is take it to words Q&A section tomorrow. He will be answering better. But basically, Geshe-la was saying that it's not Geshe Michael's number one is not what Geshe think. It's the book said among all these 6, 2, 4, 6 are real seeds, really important ones. 1, 3, 5 are not so important. Like for example, number 1 is outer seeds, like outside seeds, seeds for banana, for apple. And those are not so important. Number 2, what are the 6 again? We can review them. Do you guys remember? Number 1 is outer. Number 2 is inner, right? Outer seeds, inner seeds. So inner seeds is of course important because that creates the whole world, including outer seeds. And that's the one we are working on. And then what's number 3 and 4? Anyone remember? I think it's 2 kinds of uncertain, unidentified, unclear. Yeah, right. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. What's 5? 5 and 6. I forgot. I forget already. Can you help me? Oh yeah, one is like fake, not real. The other one is, the last one is ultimate. Ultimate. I wouldn't translate it into 世俗 in Chinese. 世俗 means worldly. It's not so exact. You can say 虚妄, like fake, delusional, deceptive. And then number 6 is ultimate, real. So why 2, 4, 6 is important, 1, 3, 5 not so important? I would ask help from Word tomorrow. I'm not that clear myself. I didn't really get that part. I'm sorry. But I think there's a reason we say that. You can think about it. We can chew on it. But I know inner seeds are of course important. Ultimate seeds are of course important. Okay. Next question. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, about science, I can say a little more about science and the law of nature. Okay. Zhang Jie has a follow-up question. Bertha, you can check the chat box. Katie help us translate into English. Another maybe Russian translators are also here. When we say law, it means it's the way things really work and they don't change, right? It's like when we say a lot of seeds, it means how seeds work and they don't change. Like if you plant a banana seed, you will get a banana. So that's law. It's definite. And then you mentioned about gravity, all these force of nature or in the universe. But if we look at the nature from the point of view of inner seeds in the kunshi, then you might get a different perspective. So like they are not out there, we can say. The nature is not out there. The way nature works, the law, it's also coming from our seeds. You can even say it's part of the kunshi. It's part of the kunshi. How the nature works, it's part of the kunshi. That means if we have different seeds in the kunshi, in the foundation consciousness, we might see it differently. In that way, can we say law is no more law anymore because they change? And that's why different people in the same lab, when they do the same experiment, they get the different result. Can I say that? Because the lab, the tools they use for experiment, scientific experiment, the body they use, the eye they use, they're all part of their own kunshi. They're all part of the results, the products of their own seeds. Actually, if you want to check this out, I think it's a professor from Wharton Business School, and he find out that, so one of his job is to write papers on business, on economics, economics, on economics. So he's like an economist professor, youngest one. And then he find out that the more he dedicate his time to helping his students, the more efficient he when he write his paper. And he published a lot of paper when he was like under 40 years old, record-breaking numbers of papers published. And people ask him, well, how did you do that? He said, I don't know, but I realized that the more I'm willing to help others, the more I can do that. Was that same with other things, right? With scientific experiment and other things. So that's my take on this one, on this question. We are not breaking the law of nature, you can say. We are creating it in a way. We are creating it. We are not breaking it. When we say break, it feels like something outside, not related to me. What I did, what I do, what I will do. And I break it with an outer force. But if you see it from the mind-only school point of view, the law of nature, how things work, the whole universe is actually living, it's actually inside of your kunshi. And we can do something about it for sure. And that's the potential. That's why we are studying all this. It's not philosophy, it's how the world is working, right? And we live in the world, we are part of the world. If we learn how the method and the law of this world, then we can make it a better world. We can create a better future for ourselves. With that, then we can use science for better, for good. According to Geshe Michael, with that, we can complete science. Right now, science is not complete because there are many answers about why things happen are not answered. Why people die, why these people die. With the same kind of disease, why these people die and the others survive. Things like that. Cool. Okay, thank you for the question. Let's see. Any other questions? I see people are interested in the 7 and 8 consciousness. Let's see. How does number 8 consciousness come into being? From it's the old debate about, where is the first moment of our mind in this life come from? Because if we understand, mind can only come from mind. Mind cannot come from material things like chemicals in the brain. They are not the same thing. They are related, but they are not the same thing. And we have number 7 and number 8, the moment we are born into this world, when we are in our mother's womb. We have it already. We already, when you think about it, it's a little bit scary because we start to get messed up when we are in the womb. Okay, I get the question out. Thank you for reminding. So number 1, how do we get to have number 8 consciousness? Well, because we have it the last time on the last journey in our past life. So it just continues. Okay. And you're also right. Is it big? Because Wang Li is saying, does number 8 also come from planting seeds again and again? Yes, it is. It is. Okay. Because there are 2 parts of kunshi, the seeds and the result of the seeds. And they're all seeds. Okay. So that's, and about number 7, I remember, but I might be wrong, but I remember in Mind-only school, they say you do cut out number 7 when you reach nirvana. So nirvana is a high state of realization through seeing emptiness directly. It's in Dhammapada Sutra, it mentioned about 4 fruits, right? 4 kinds of results of attainment. Number 1 is entering the stream. That's when we see emptiness directly. We enter the stream to Buddhahood. It means when we see it, we will do it for sure. We will finish it. We will reach fully perfect enlightenment. So that's called stream enterer, 入流果. And then we have 一还跟不还果, come back once and come back no more. And then we have arhat. That's when arhat, it's the person, alohan, arhat, it's the person who reached nirvana. Yeah, and so that's the 4 results. If you are interested, you can check out the Dhammapada Sutra. And it mentioned about the 4 results. And in Mind-only school, the cool thing is, because the definition of nirvana is permanent cessation of negative emotion, right? Once you reach nirvana, you will no longer have any single trace, any single negative emotion. It's gone. You lose the power to get upset. You won't be slightly upset again. There will be no more. And we all look forward to that day. That's why we're here. That's why I'm here. Because I know in Chinese we say, if you are sick, you can't really help other sick people. You have to cure yourself. Same with this. So, and then come back to your question. When we reach nirvana, we are arhat. And then what happened to the 7th consciousness, right? Because that's all the negativity of the mind. Remember, kunshi is neutral. We don't need to cut off kunshi. That's the storehouse. We need it to store the seeds. It's the refrigerator. It's the stinky fish in the refrigerator that we need to get rid of. stinky durian. If you have before, it smells really bad. And that's number 7. And when we reach nirvana, we will become arhat. It's cut off. It's like the a cancer cell. Yes, it tastes good. I agree. To some people. Anatole. Xiaoping really love it. My mom really loved it. So anyway, so that's what we get off when we get rid of when we reach nirvana. And that's a good news. So that's why we need to study about it, so we can get rid of it later. If you are interested, you can go back to I think it's both in words mind only class and my Abhidhamma class, where we talk about like 46 or 51 mental functions. 46心所或者51心所. In Abhidhamma, there are 46. In mind only school, there are 51 mental functions, and many of them are bad, nasty. They are all in the number 7 consciousness. So you can study more about it if you like. They are very cool. They are like ancient psychology. Very cool. We get to know our mind and all the functions. All right. By the way, I try to speak slow. I hope it helps all the dear translators. All right. I can actually rap a little bit if you want. I can speak fast, pretty fast. Okay, any other questions? I think you're all just helping me. Now I understand a little more by answering. Don't think so. I think we answer all of them. We have 9 minutes. Okay, if there's no other question, I can talk about something else. I would like to share a little bit, a little experience of joining the Mixed Nuts program and how to get the most of it, how to enjoy it better. Number one, I think it would be really nice to it's because it's so hard. It's really nice to have somebody you can talk to after each class, even just 5 minutes, 10 minutes. If you want, you can always find someone every day, make a phone call to somebody else, WeChat somebody else, WhatsApp somebody else about what you learned today and exchange some ideas. And Xiaoping and I all usually do it like, what did you get from the last class? And I say, oh, not much. This one I understand. Oh, she's like, okay, I understand that one. So it will help. Or even just telling each other what you don't understand, but by saying it, it forces you to learn. It forces you to think. So I would suggest that if you have a study partner, a buddy, it's always good to talk to them. I know many Chinese students, and I know Russian students too. They take really good notes. It's good to use your notes and share it with other people. Talk about it. I strongly suggest you talk about it. And number one, it's already hard to join this online seminar where you watch the screen of your computer for hours every day. So if you can talk a little bit, interact with a real human being, even it's on the phone, it's helpful. And it's a form of debate or contemplation. And then when you talk, you will understand how much you understand and how much you don't. So I strongly suggest that even the pure Go translators, for example, talk to each other about what you learned today, write it out, share it. In the WeChat group, we have all these things could really help. It's not really for other people. They don't need it, but mostly for yourself, you would need that. And number 2 is just relax. I think it's important to relax in the class and don't struggle too hard. It's good to struggle, but don't struggle too hard that you get upset. Learning to let go. It's quite important in this kind of class because there is so much information. It's overwhelming, and it's a lot going through your mind, coming in and out. Hard to retain. So just sit back and relax is important. Drink a lot of water. Really, I mean it. Drink a lot of water, especially during the class. It will help. It will help your brain function better. And yeah, but that's what I'm saying. And number 3 is it's really good to ask questions in the chat box, even during the class. Usually when we have a in-person class, we don't get to ask questions all the time. But really here, just for you to know, each of us in the MixNet team are assigned to answer questions in each class. So we want you to ask questions. We want to interact with you. It helps you, it helps us, it helps everybody else. So please try, ask questions. And great students ask questions. And then it also provides a job for us to do. So you can always, put in your questions. Don't feel embarrassed. Don't feel shy. Don't think, oh, my question is too simple. Everybody else is understanding what's happening except for me. But everybody else is feeling the same thing. So just ask. Don't worry about it. And, debate a little bit. It's okay. The important thing is participate and enjoy the whole process, because powerful seeds are planted. It might not ripen in 5 years, 10 years, sometimes not even in this lifetime. But we are getting ready for the future. So you might not as well just enjoy the process, because the process of planting these seeds, because we are not gonna get the results soon. Is thinking in this way helps me, it helps me relax. And then the last thing I have is try to distinguish different schools when you learn different texts. Try to make it clear in your mind that which school are you in during the classes. Like we just mentioned, in mind only, there are 8 consciousness. But in other school, they are not. There are only 6. So if we mess them up all together, it's kind of hard for you, be hard for you to enjoy, because everything will seem like contradictory or make no sense. Now, some schools don't even talk about seeds that much, like in Abhidharma. Okay, they believe things are made of atoms, right? So try to, like many of you have DCI training, and we talk about pan and seeds all the time. But, however, it might not be the case in each class. in each text scripture. So learn to differentiate, learn to separate different schools, put on different hats, as we say, when you are in different school, in different class. Where we were wearing the Abhidhamma hat, we were wearing the mind only hat, we are wearing the middle way hat in different classes. Because right now, if it's a miracle that we are creating here. We are learning like about 10 books at the same time, and each book, it's a separate language. Each book is a different way of understanding the world, how things work in this world. They have different vocabularies. Like gotcha in middle way means what emptiness is meant empty of. But in Vinaya, it's the mistake you should deny, things you shouldn't do. Same word, gotcha. Right? Like seeds in different schools, the same word, seeds have so many different meanings. Some schools don't even use the word seeds that much. So my last idea for learning mixed nuts program is to learn to differentiate different schools, knowing that you are using different languages to learn about the same thing, actually, essentially. Okay, and I think that would help. For me, it helps, to, like, you can see sometimes when we talk to each other, we say, oh, in this school it says this, but in that school it says different stories. So if you can learn to tell the difference, then your mind will be much more clear. And if you don't know which school is it in each class, what do? You ask. It's simple. You put your question in the chat. What school are we in? That will help, For newcomers, don't worry. I see Su Xingfeng asked this question. Don't worry, just enjoy. You are planting powerful seeds, and then it will ripen later. Just enjoy, I would say. Just enjoy. Okay. Thank you, all the translators, Spanish, Russian, Chinese. Thank you for all the audience who are still here and who are not here, who participate in mixed nuts. Thank you for supporting us. Write down your questions for tomorrow. All those you didn't ask today. Don't worry, just throw at them. World is ready for tomorrow, and Nick and Ben later, and Adam and other mixed nuts. All right. I guess we'll see you later. Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you. Ciao.